Let's get started in a seated position. And I'm going to sit up. Oh, you have a cat. He's moving along. I'm going to sit on my bolster or my blanket today. And just find a comfortable cross-legged seat and let your hands rest. Let the eyes close. Maybe take a really conscious deep breath in and let the breath fall out. Feeling yourself arriving in the space of practice. A little more with every deep breath. Notice the quality of the body. Towards the end of the day, are there any parts of the body that are just ready to relax or are holding on to extraordinary amounts of tension after all the activities? Just notice those. Notice how the breath feels in the body. If it goes freely into the belly, into the sides of the waist, into the kidneys, rising up the sides of the body, spreading out the ribs, lifting through the lungs, lifting all the way up into the top lobes of the lungs, underneath the collarbones. And as you exhale, just feeling the space maintained. And inhale, we're filling it up, we're creating new space. And exhale, just sit in that space, feel the body settle, feel the mind settle. Just a few more breaths to arrive. And welcome if you're just joining us. It's great to see you. We're just breathing and sitting. If your palms are not already turned with the palms face up, just turn the palms up towards the sky and feel the palms soften. Bring the hands to heart center and start to rub the palms together, creating a little heat through the friction. Bringing up the friction, heating it up. And then take the palms and place them over the eyes and just feel the warmth spread and relax the muscles of the face. Again, the palms come together and rub together. Faster and faster. Building the heat. And then take the hands to the top of the head, wash the hands down the outline of the body all the way down the legs. And let the palms land face up on the lap. Empty the breath completely. Let's do some Samavriti breathing or same turning breathing. So on your inhale, let it last for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold out 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold in 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold out 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4. Keep the count going. Pause at the top. Exhale. Pause at the bottom. Keep it going. As we stick with this pranayama, just notice where the body holds, where the breath gets stuck, where the mind gets too involved. See what we can do to start to smooth out the edges, how to turn each part of the breath easily. Maintaining space in the body, in the mind. Using the count as something to harness our attention on sometimes helps. So, and where I'm reading in the Rāmāyana right now, spoiler alert, it's been a huge turn. Rama is no longer going to be king. Due to some very unnecessary and unfair circumstances, he is being sent into the forest for 14 years. And everyone around him is very flustered and caught up in calling out how this isn't fair and this is what you should do. This is how you should fight back. But Rama just keeps turning. He's just takes the next step. And in last week's practice, we kind of talked about this idea of Rama always just being present to take the next step that's ahead of him and not getting caught up in emotion or expectation. But last week we were talking about it in the context of Rama being suddenly anointed king, and now he's had that great delight torn away from him, and he's going through sort of the equal pain and suffering. So the sukha, the happiness, and the duhkha, the suffering, come at the flip of a coin here. The next time your breath empties out, let the next inhale come in naturally and leave naturally, eliminating the pauses in the breath. Bring your hands face down on your knees and inhale, swing your chest to the right and forward, and exhale, rounding it back, just starting to get some movement into the spine, inscribing these circles, not only in the cycle of the breath, but getting used to the rhythms of the body, the movements of the body, how the spine works out its kinks, giving ourselves the space to really get to know every cycle that we move through. So the cycle of practice includes a lot of the same postures. Most of the time, we're not super surprised by how we're moving our body, but we learn new things through the repetition. And when your breath gets to a natural turning point, let the circles go in the opposite direction, inhaling to the left and forward and back around to the right. As you exhale. But there's something a little frustrating about Rama always being just okay, yep, whatever, I'm not going to be king now. That's fine, I'll go to the forest. Nothing could please me better. Let your spine come nice and tall. Let your legs come out long in front of you. They can be hips width distance or a little wider. It's up to you. Maria, we'll just have to watch our arms, so I'm going to scoot forward a little bit. And our arms are going to come out to a T, so spreading the fingers wide and feeling the breath really inhabit the whole body. Sorry, we're not super visible today, a little different setup, but hopefully you can follow along. And as you inhale, you'll just feel the breath fill all the way to the perimeter of the body. So feel the inhale go all the way to the fingertips, to the soles of the feet. And then as you exhale, retreating towards the center as you twist towards your left foot. Inhale, coming up, spreading the arms wide. Exhale, twisting to the opposite direction. And just flow with the breath. You can keep it slow. You could bring it up if it feels good for you to pump the breath. Just determine the rhythm that is right for you, where you can kind of maintain this nice connection to the core. So when you inhale, you can feel yourself expanding. And when you exhale, you're contracting and pulling yourself into the twist. So you're squeezing everything out from the center and bringing it back in from the center. Finish up your round, so make sure you go equally to both sides. And then coming up, spreading the arms wide, reaching them up overhead, interlace the fingers, flip the basket of the palms up towards the sky, plug your shoulders down, feeling the back ribs lift, pressing down through the backs of the legs, flexing through the feet, really enlivening the whole form, feeling the whole experience, being aware of the whole experience, like the cork is about to pop overhead. Take another inhale. Exhale, let the hands go, floating down to the hips. Bend your right knee so the sole of the foot comes inside of your thigh. Arms lift up overhead again. Turn the chest so it angles out over that extended leg, and then on an exhale, we're hinging forward and just finding Janu Sirsasana, forehead to knee posture. Can you relax your right hip down, make it as heavy as your left hip? Can you feel that little tug of the navel center, just slightly turning the chest towards your left leg? Can you relax the shoulders, relax the back of the neck? So there's a nice long line from the heel all the way up the back of the leg, all the way up the spine, through the crown. It might feel great to take an open mouth exhale here. Notice the face softening. Walk the hands back in towards the body. Extend your right leg out, bending the left knee in. Preparing for Janu Sirsasana on the second side. Inhaling, the arms lift. Pivot your chest so it angles out over your right leg, and then exhale, hinging forward, dropping into the fold. Letting yourself breathe. Noticing what's different from side to side. Like sometimes it's one lower back really reveals itself to be kind of tight in postures like this. So we're still in this exploratory phase of sort of getting to know like what's going on in our bodies today. And I'm pretty annoyed about how easily Rama goes from without any emotion between all these crazy things that happen to him. So I'm trying to figure out like what's the secret? Like how could I move through my life without my emotions interfering? Because we see this with other characters in the book, a lot of times, and we experience this ourselves, right in those moments where it would probably benefit us the most to be able to step out of ourselves, step out of our emotions, are exactly where those emotions run rampant over us and kind of destroy the point of whatever we were trying to say or whatever we were trying to do. And you leave the interaction feeling like, oh gosh, I haven't communicated well. I didn't say what I really meant because my emotions took control of me like a storm. So what is Rama's secret? How does he find this internal righteousness and ability to just move through the world? And when you're ready, just inhale, walk the hands back in, lifting yourself up. Both legs come out wide again. Let's take a fold right down the middle now. So inhale, lifting the arms up to the sky, and exhale, hinging at the hips, folding forward. This is somewhere where you might like find a block under your head, or let the blocks be somewhere for your forearms to rest. Set up an elaborate pile of pillows and rest on that. Flex through your feet, keep those backs of the legs engaged and just a little bit active so you can feel the opening that's coming into the thighs, inner thighs, the backs of the legs. And notice what the core has to do here. There still is this engagement of the core when we're holding in postures like these forward folds to keep the spine long, to make sure there's room across the chest for our breath to breathe fully, deeply, easefully, unhesitatingly, turning. Spending a few more breaths here, just really tapping into any, like loosening any um, inequalities in the body. Notice if your sides of the waist are equal in length. Notice if one shoulder is kind of hitching up towards the ears, if you can roll the shoulders equally down and away. Notice if it's easier to bring breath in through one nostril or the other. Notice if one leg is more loose than the other. Notice if the face has a mask on, an expression, an emotion. See if you can let it go. Noticing all these places where we have tendencies, habits that we don't even recognize. Noticing them might be the first step to moving beyond reacting to them. Inhale, just walk yourself back up. So come onto hands and knees really slowly, using a blanket under the knees if you like. It's up to you. And just finding, your tabletop, standard tabletop, fingers spread wide. Feeling the bases of each finger mound engaging with the earth, feeling the hands really firm on the earth like they're rooted down, feeling the tops of the feet against the earth also pressing down, and everything kind of turns on and the center becomes quite evident if you have these points of connection engaged. Inhale, open the heart forward, finding a cow pose. And then exhale, rounding the spine for cat. Tuck the chin in, feel the space across the upper back spread. Inhale, open, cow, and exhale, round, and just breathe into it, flow through it. Notice how the spine starts to loosen up as we give it time, as we give it attention, as we tune into all the little micro adjustments that need to be made to find fluidity and find ease. Notice how all the tensions of the day start to work themselves out. The nice thing about Rama's life is that it has been devoted entirely to understanding righteousness and correct princely conduct. So he has a leg up there as far as moving through it. He's practiced this act of moving through the motions of his social rank, the actions that are required of him to be performed. It's kind of in the same way that we move through these motions of opening ourselves up and closing ourselves in over and over again, discovering what is going on, how our body reacts, how our minds can be tamed to match the breath. Then the next time you come to an inhale, let the right leg lift up and out, and then exhale, hug the knee in towards your forehead as you round under. Nothing's changed. The movement is the same. We're just drawing a longer line. Keep it flowing. We'll do about 5. And then let your right knee come down. Take a round with both knees down. Inhaling to open, exhaling to close. And transition to the left side. Inhale, opening, lengthening. Exhale, curling in. So we just kind of take these little steps forward as part of the cycle of repetition. Adding on a little bit. Allowing the pieces to fall into place. Let both knees come down. One last round. Inhale, opening the heart. Exhale, rounding it in. Inhale, let yourself come to neutral. Tuck the toes under and lift the knees off the ground, just like an inch or two for bear pose, I guess I've heard this called, and it makes sense to me. Like this sturdy little bear, everything's engaged, just really paying attention to finding the center, really articulating where the center is in your body for you today, right now. Breathing space in and sitting in it on the exhale. Take one inhale here. Exhale, lift the hips up and back, down dog. Enjoying the length of the spine. Letting the hills get heavy, moving down towards the earth. Feeling these points of connection, really grounding us down, really giving us something to hold on to move around. Connecting the center of our being individually to this like greater earth that we're in, the space that we share, the world that we engage with, all the different points of contact. Practicing engaging with them without hesitation, without force. Walk your hands back towards the feet. Let yourself hang and ragdoll. The head gets heavy. You might shift around the weight in the feet to see where your plumb line is. So moving forward onto the ball mounds of the toes, shifting it back, shifting from side to side. And I think that like this practice of shifting it around, experimenting, and then coming to find center is somewhat representative of Rama's journey in the Balakanda. He kind of goes out, he shifts it around, he sees what's possible, he learns things about his world, and then now he's being forced to really stand in whatever he's learned. And he finds a steady stance, the steady pace that allows him to move unwavering through all of the changes going on. The head is heavy, the neck is loose. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, you might sigh it out the mouth and just feel like any tension is spilling out the crown of the head. Face softens. And inhale, rolling up really slowly. It's unfurling the spine. Using that ground beneath you as like the base from which you can rise tall, standing firmly in place. The palms face forward, palms open, receiving, devotional. The feet ground down, feeling the energy in the body. There's like this rebound down into the earth. We lift up from that. There's energy in the fingers, reaching down towards the earth as the crown of the head reaches up. And let the breath originate in the middle of all of this. So inhaling, the belly button moves away, the chest lifts, the skin spreads. We expand, exhale, holding this space and settling into it. The sides of the neck are equal in length. The sides of the waist are equal in length. The outer seams of the legs are equal in length. The inseams of the legs are equal in length. And that's not literal, they might not actually be, but we're feeling this balance, the integrity of the whole being. Inhale, just step to the top of your mat. Let's move through a couple like slow salutations. Inhale, arms sweep up towards the sky. Feel the whole front of the body lifting and lengthening. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold it forward. Knees can stay really nice and bent if you like. Inhale, heart opens forward, just feeling this extension through the spine. Hands come to the ground. Exhale, step your right foot back. Lower the right knee down to the earth. Finding the ground beneath you, your next inhale lifts the arms up to the sky, Anjaneyasana. Pause here, let the hips get heavy, feel the balance working itself out. Asymmetrical postures require some adjustment, require some attention. Drop the shoulders down the back. Feel the front heel dig down into the earth, sending your left hip back into its socket. Feel the top of your right foot pressing down into the earth, sending your right hip slightly forward so you're really square. And maybe that allows you to lift the heart a little higher. Taking one last inhale. Exhale, hands come down. Step back to down dog. Take a full breath here. Inhale, roll forward, find plank pose. The heels reach back, the crown of the head reaches forward, press down into your points of contact with the earth. Imagine your breath filling this whole sphere around you three-dimensionally. And then exhale, lower the knees and lower the chest and the chin down. Inhale, pull through the palms to lift the heart forward, roll the shoulders down the back. Pause here. Find the tops of the feet pressing down. Find the hips pressing down. Find the elbows hugging in. And find your back relaxing. The back of the neck long. One more inhale. Exhale, shift back, down dog. You might take it easy, kind of shifting through a mini child's pose to unfold yourself to the dog. And once you're here, just breathe in and out. That's the next section. It always is. Inhale, the right leg lifts to the sky. Exhale, hug the knee in towards the chest and shift it forward to step that right foot forward. If it takes another step, that's fine. Left knee lowers down to the earth, setting up for Anjaneyasana on the second side. Inhale, the arms lift to the sky. Settle in, find your feet. Find the hips squaring. Find the heart lifting. Find the freedom in the breath. Opening our hearts, offering ourselves up, surrendering to the repetition. One more inhale. Exhale, hands come down to the front of the mat. Step your left foot forward, hang forward. Use an inhale, extend your spine long, just really building in space. And then exhale, fold into the space, occupy it fully, let yourself hang in it. Inhale, rolling up. Reaching the arms up, finding the whole length. Exhale, hands come together at heart center, closing side one. Take a breath. Feel the solidity of the stance. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, left foot steps back. Left knee lowers, setting up. Inhale, opening the arms up to the sky, coming into it more naturally. It's our second time around. We've been here before. We'll hold just for another breath in. Exhale, the hands come down. Step back, down dog. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Inhale, roll it forward, find plank. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Inhale, come forward, cobra, and hold just long enough, a few breaths to really find all these points that help us connect down to the earth. So press down into the tops of the feet, press down into the hips, roll the shoulders down the back, hug the elbows into the side of the chest. Let the back of the neck stay long. One more inhale. Exhale, folding down, shifting back, making your way to down dog. And breathing here. Inhale, the left leg lifts. Exhale, hug the knee in as you shift forward, and use that hugging in as a way to give yourself space to step into your lunge, aligning the ankle underneath the knee, and then inhale, we're opening up again, Anjaneyasana. Inhale. Exhale, hands down, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Make that big amount of space. Exhale, occupy it fully as you fold down into it. Inhale, rolling up, reaching up, stretching out. Exhale, hands to heart center. A little faster, we'll just do one breath to one movement, but nice long breaths. Inhale, open. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, right foot steps back, right knee lowers. Inhale, opening arms to the sky, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands come down, step back, down dog. Inhale, roll it forward. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Thank God, we're exhaling right back, down dog. Moving fluidly without hesitation. Take a breath here. Exhale fully. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee hugs in, step it forward, lower left knee down. Inhale, open arms to the sky. Exhale, hands down, step forward. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, root down, rise up, reach up. Exhale, hands together, heart center. Inhale, arms lift. Side two. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, left foot back, left knee down. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, hands down, step back, down dog. Inhale, roll it forward, plank. Exhale, lowered knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale. Exhale. Left leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, pull it in, step it forward. Right knee down. Inhale, open, Anjaneya. Exhale, hands down, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, sweep up, rise up. Exhale, hands together, heart center. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, right foot back, switching it up this time. Keep the back knee lifted. Use your next inhale to open left arm up to the sky, finding a twist, spreading through the shoulders. Press down into your front heel, send that hip back, press out through your back heel, wrap that hip forward, tighten the twist a little bit, find the center. One more inhale. Exhale, hand comes down, let your back knee come down, take an inhale here, and then exhale, shift the hips back, finding a half split. Extending through the hamstrings, letting the back of the neck stay long. Blocks under hands, always nice to give yourself some more space. Inhale, shift it forward, rebending the knee. Tuck that back toe under, lift the knee up off the earth, plant the hands, and we're hugging the knee into the chest. So you're just lifting the foot up off the ground. So you're hugging everything in, really engaging that core. Take an inhale and an exhale here, affirming that connection. Inhale, shoot that left heel up towards the sky, three-legged dog. You can bend the hip, the knee opening the hip. So the heel comes towards the bum. You're just really stretching out through that whole left side of the body. You can make circles with the knee if that's nice. And then your left foot comes down, down dog. Inhale, center. Exhale. Inhale, roll forward, plank pose. Drop your heels over to the right. Inhale, bring them up through center. Exhale, drop them to the left. Just feeling that transfer of balance. Inhale through center. Exhale, lower all the way down to the belly. Let the tops of the feet come down. Bring your hands behind you, interlace the fingers. If that works for you, if you need a strap to hold on to, you can always use that here. The shoulders want to be rolling away and down the back. The palms of the hands are coming towards each other. Press down into your tops of your feet. Press down into your hips. Inhale. Extend the fist back to lift the heart up, like you're pulling the heart up off the ground. Sarvasana, serpent pose. Use your inhales to lift a little higher. As you can see, it might not be very high, but we're still opening up space. Exhale, hover in that space. Take up the space. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, hovering. Inhale once more. Exhale, hold. Inhale, you can release the hands. Exhale, let your forehead come down. Shift the hips back. Child's pose. Feel the breath rise through the whole back side of the body, lifting up underneath your shoulder blades. I like what Maria's doing. If you want to get a little more opening into your armpits, you can bring the palms of the hands together and then bend the elbows so the palms of the hand come kind of down on the back of your neck. And then slowly roll up, sitting on your shins, sitting on your heels, and just feeling the center of the body and the breath moving up and down the center of the body, illuminating that pathway for us. Shift back onto hands and knees and use that as a way to transition back to your down dog. It's shifting everything up and back, feeling this posture like, imagine it's your favorite even if it isn't. Like just nice length through all sides of the body. The biggest stretch. Inhale, lift to the toes, bend the knees, look forward. And then exhale, you're stepping or you're hopping your feet outside of the hands for a Mulasana yogi squat. A block can come underneath the sitting bones if you like. If that will help you sit up really nice and tall. It's actually really nice to find this deep plumb line through the center here. Hands press together at heart center. The thumbs press into the sternum. The elbows are pressing against the thighs. And the thighs press back a little bit. The feet are still active against the earth. Let your right hand come down towards the earth. Inhale, open your left arm up to the sky. Let your gaze follow those fingertips. Roll the shoulders down the back. And just breathe into the whole length of your left arm across the chest down to your right fingertips. Exhale, coming through center, hands come together. Take a breath here. And then we're switching sides. So left fingers come down, right arm opens. Last inhale, feel that whole length across the chest. Exhale, come back through center. Lift the hips towards the sky. Walk your feet in towards each other for just a forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, roll up, reach up, lift up. Stretch long. Exhale, hand through heart center. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, left foot steps back. Keep the knee lifted. Inhale, open right arm to the sky. And find this like cross reference where you find the center, pressing down into that front heel, pressing out through the back heel, the inner thighs turn on. You really lock into the core, and you can spread the arms wide and feel the breath spreading through this whole sphere. And I think that what Rama ends up doing is that he's chosen. It's revealed that he basically chooses what his center of his world is going to be. And the center of his world is that his father act in truth, even if whatever his father says becomes truth, rather than is it beneficial to me, is it pleasurable to me, is it displeasurable to me. He trusts his father as this guider of the world. Inhale, take your arm a little wider, and then exhale, hands come down. What do we do next? I know we did a hamstring stretch.
Yeah, that's what we did.
All right, so let your back knee come down, let your hamstrings stretch out by shifting the hips back, flexing into the foot. So Rama picks, he's like, my dad's has to be truthful. I have to trust him, he's guided the world, and now he's guiding me. It comes down to faith, I guess, and practice. Inhale, rolling it forward, finding the lunge again, planting the hands, finding the ground underneath the hands. And if you need blocks under your hands to really get this connection, work with it, play with it. We're going to hug the heel in towards the butt so your knee is lifting up into your chest. You're feeling that connection to the core. Taking an inhale and exhale. Inhale, shoot the heel up towards the sky. You can bend the knee, open the hip. And find the space within, being aware of a center and really start to see all the options that arise, all the possibilities that make sense within that sphere. So Rama can really see, he understands, even if it is not beneficial or pleasant to him, he understands the factors that lead to his fate. Exhale, the foot comes down, down dog, take a breath to center. Inhale, roll forward, plank. Exhale, let the heels fall to the right. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, heels fall to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, lower all the way down. Preparing for another round of Sarpasana. The hands come behind you. Take the non-habitual thumb on top. So it will feel a little funky. Roll the shoulders back. Plug down into the tops of the feet. Plug down into the pelvis. Inhale, stretch the fist back and lift the heart up any amount. Then breathe. Last inhale. Exhale, hands release, forehead releases. Shift it back to your child's pose. Feel the shoulders relax, let the forearms get heavy. Let the forehead spread against the earth or block. I'm just going to read a quick verse from the point in the Rāmāyana where Rama says what he wants. This is when he's being sent away and he has to go. He can't take any friends or anything luxurious. He just has to go into the wilderness. He says, "Put an end to your sorrow. Do not let tears overwhelm you. The indomitable Lord of rivers, the ocean, remains forever unperturbed. It is not for kingship or comfort or even Maithili, that's Sita, that I desire, but that you be truthful among men, not false. I abdicate the city, the kingdom, and the entire land." It's all in the name of that. I desire that you be truthful and not false to his father. Inhale, rolling up through the spine, and regardless of how we personally feel about that and contextualize that within our contemporary society, there is this message of being very centered and very clear on how we're judging the things that happen to you, the world around you, how you can move through that world without constantly struggling to make yourself the center of it and running into those troublesome emotional up flares. Just sitting for a few moments, letting the body, the breath settle into center. Swing the legs out long in front of us and take just a quick twist, bending the right knee in towards the body. You can keep it in line with your right hip, or you can cross it over to the other side of your left leg. We're going to inhale our left arm up and over behind us, so it's like an open twist rather than a more closed off twist to begin with. Find your right hand either on the knee, or you can bring the right hand to the right ankle. Roll the shoulders down the back. Open the gaze out past your back shoulder. Feel both sitting bones rooting down into the mat. Become aware of the center expanding, bringing space, exhaling, contracting, bringing steadiness. Keeping the heart open. Take an inhale, and exhale, unwind, let both legs come long. Switching sides, bending the left knee, deciding where you want the foot. You'll know what feels good, do that. Inhale, the right arm comes up and over behind you, and you're turning the chest towards the right, using the right hand as another leverage point. So it's like any point of connection, there's activity there, there's engagement there, there's connection to the center. So the arm presses into the leg presses back. The right leg is pressing into the left leg presses back. The right hand presses down into the ground presses back. The hips press down into the ground presses back, and the spine gets super tall. Inhale, exhale, unwind. Let the legs come long. And your feet can come out a little bit wider than hips width distance, or they can stay together. It's up to you. Inhale, the arms lift. And exhale, we're just draping forward, finding this reverential fold, internally facing, connecting to our center. Keep the feet flexed, keep a little activity into these points of connection. If your hands are against the earth, just make them active enough to feel that connection with the earth. Become aware of the sides of the body, shoulders, everything evening out. Inhale, rolling up through the spine. Exhale, keep the movement going, tucking the tailbone to roll yourself down. Watch out for your head. Letting yourself unfold to the earth. And you can just feel the earth beneath you for a couple of breaths. A new perspective. Notice if you have any micro adjustments you can make here. Sometimes I like to just pick up my hips and move them from side to side to really get the lower back square and situated, and the spine nice and centralized. And then bend your feet or knees and place your feet on the mat. Let's roll through a couple of bridges. So the hands come down alongside the hips. For our first bridge, just inhale to press the hips up towards the sky. Feeling the front of the body open, feeling the inner thighs engage, press down into the heels. Exhale, roll it down. Let the hips be the last thing to land. Your next breath, add the arms. Inhale, lifting the arms up. As the hips rise, at the top of the breath, turn it around. The hips start to come down. The arms start to come down. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, rinsing it down. Of course, Rama is using these ethical, moral precepts of the culture in which he lives in, which is patriarchal and caste-oriented. But I wonder if we can also reframe that into this devotion to one thing, picking one thing and really playing it out until the end. So it might not end up being that you agree with every decision that's made or every outcome that comes your way, but you can follow a thread of what guided you, what principles guide you to the actions that you do. Let your hips come down, let the knees hug in towards the chest, and just rock from side to side a few times, spreading out the skin. Take your right ankle on top of the left knee, find a figure four, and just let yourself kind of gently open into the hip. Creating space through the lower back, the shoulders relax down. And switch sides, uncrossing one leg, crossing the other. How is one side different than the other? There's always going to be these little imbalances. How do we just integrate them into the whole? And then unwind the legs. Maybe take a happy baby if that's calling to you, or you just hug the knees into the chest. If you want to send the legs up high to the sky, that's also a nice last posture. Just letting the leg bones be heavy. sinking down into the sockets. And then slowly, as you're ready, you can take a few breaths more in any posture, but letting yourself come to a final resting posture, Shavasana, laying out on the ground, seated meditation, any other posture. Just finding that final posture and letting yourself release into it, following that thread. So it could be as simple as I follow the thread, I commit to the center of the practice being finding deepest relaxation. Let it go. Breathe into it. Those of you joining live, please just remain here resting. For those of you joining on YouTube after the fact, I'm going to leave you here to rest and enjoy. Namaste.